So I have my region-wise sales, average sales in the first part here. Then I have average sales per customer in the second part. And then I have the difference between the two. Okay. So this is what my visualization states here. And again, if you see, this is for the regions and country is United States here. So I'll explain again. The first one is my average sales. The second one is my average sales per customer. So if you see, basically this is per region. So again, first one is my average sales per region. Second one is my average sales per customer per region. And the third one is my sales difference between these two. Okay, that too region wise. So the basic idea to introduce you to this visualization here is to make sure that you guys also get to know how Tableau is doing the computation part here. Okay, so I'll go through one by one all these visualizations here. The first one is average sales per region. Okay, so when I say average sales per region, how is it getting calculated? So let me just show you. So in every region, if you can see from here, yeah, so if you can see from here in every region, this is my sales here. Okay, so this is my average sales and this is my count of sales. So basically this is a total count, not the count distinct. So how Tableau is doing the computation is for the average sales, this the sales in a particular region divided by the the dollar value of the sales in a particular region divided by the count of sales in that particular region. So that means number of sales that has been done. And again, this is not count distinct, this is normal count. Okay, so once we divide this, the sales, the dollar value by the count of sales will eventually get up this average sales value. Again, as you can see, these are for the different regions. So you can see these are my region wise average sales calculation or average sales per region. Okay, so this is the first part of the visualization here that I wanted you guys to understand. Okay, so how Tableau is computing currently. Okay, so in the second part, I have average sales per customer per region. So let me just show you this calculation first. Yeah, I think this one. Yeah, so let me just open it here as well. So it says computes and aggregate using the specified dimension and the view dimension. Okay, so we are telling Tableau for this particular view, okay, include customer name. So whatever is there on the region, okay, so preserve the region part as well. But I want you to include the customer name and then give me the average sales here. Okay, so I have the region here, just include that part. Okay, include that customer name and give me the average sales, preserving whatever is there on the view. So irrespective of this, whatever is there, so region is there on the view, maintain that, but give me the, include the customer name as well. So if you see here, I have included the customer name and then I'm doing the average of sales. So now I just get into this calculation as well, what I mean. If you see here, again, the filters are country is United States and the region is Southern. Okay, in order to make it even simpler, I've taken this one so that you understand better. Otherwise, if I remove this, you will get for all four regions. Okay, but I want you to I want to show for only one region to you guys. That's why I've taken only one region, that is Southern. So if you see here, these are my average sales values that I'm getting here. Okay. And the final value that I'm getting is 232 here. That is 231.91. That is something that I'm getting here. If you see average sales per customer per region. Uh, Again, in order to further simplify this, I have here with me the calculations for these as well. In order to just make the consistency here. So let us see for one of them. So if you see now, Aaron Hawkins is 86. How are we getting this as the average sales here? Let us see. So I have my sum of sales as 86, and then the count of sales is 86 as 1. Then my final average sales here is 86. I have my for Aaron Smelling, the sales value is 772, count of sales is 4, then average sales is 193. Same here, Adam Bellavance. So I have 334 as the sales value, then 3 as the sales, and then 111 as the average sales here. Okay, so I just want you guys to understand what is there in the visualization, the depth of the visualization. That is why I'm going so deep here. Okay, so if you can see, this is how I'm getting all my averages value. So if I remove this sales and count here, eventually this and this are exactly the same. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think now I'm on the correct one. Yeah. And if you see here now, all these values, average of all these values is 232. That is something that I wanted here. So I just did a grand total here from here. I did a grand total, show column grand total. Okay. And then I took the, when I did the grand total here, uh, I got it as 232. Okay. So this is the average here. Basically all sales upon all customers is something that I'm getting. So eventually what I mean is, so 86, so we had sales here as well, right? Just a second. Yeah. So, so if you see here, 86 divided by 1, 86, 772 divided by 4, 193. So all these values here, 86, 193, 111. So all these values when I took here and did the average, okay, so what I mean for how to get this 232 is, so in here Tableau, what Tableau is doing is 86 divided by 1 plus 772 divided by 4 plus 333 4 divided by 3, likewise, and finally dividing it by the count of sales. Okay, and this is how we get our this value. Sorry, not this, but this one. Yeah, 231.91 is something that we are getting. So I just want you guys to understand this calculation part, how it is getting calculated. And finally, the last calculation is nothing but the difference between the two. If you see here, I have taken nothing but first this value and this value. Let me just remove this. I've taken this value, then subtracted this value. Okay, and click on OK. And this is the total that I'll get. Okay, so in here, the main thing that I want you guys to understand is there is a possibility. Okay, let me just duplicate this. There is a possibility that this is something that we needed in first place. Okay, the difference between the average sales per region versus the average sales per customer per region. And for that, we had to do those as the intermediary steps. Okay, so we got the average sales per region first, Then we got the average sales per customer. How? Using the include calculation, whereby we did include customer name and then sum of sales. Okay, and once we got that, we took the average value of that, and then we did the difference between the two. So in a way, again, I told you 90% of the times your LOD calculations will be intermediary calculations or intermediary steps there. Okay, remember 90% of the time you might need only this thing in the first place, but for that you can take these as your steps here, so that or as a validation sheet whereby you can see and validate like whatever you have done is correct.